Hey y'all, it's Lena with What's Poppin' USA Small Business Support Network, and today on Glass Table Talks, we got something a little special going on. I have a co-host today, and that is going to be Mr. Jesse Blount, aka DJ Skoob. This gentleman is a small business podcaster, and he does talk to small businesses, sort of like I do, to find out what they have going on in their world. And a few weeks ago, he had on his podcast a young lady named Genny of Pleasant Smells Candles. And she was having a little bit of trouble getting visibility for her company and gaining some sales. And so I listened in and I was like, DJ Skoob, I got an idea. Why don't we tag team Genny and Pleasant Smells Candles and see if we can't come up with a strategy for her? Oh, so this is a very special episode, y'all. Please help me welcome to the show my co-host, DJ Skoob. So y'all, as promised, we have Mr. Jesse Blount, aka DJ Skoob, here with us on Glass Table Talks. And welcome, DJ Skoob. Please tell us a little bit about yourself. I will tell you I'm nosy. So I did go through your stuff like a, stalker ex-girlfriend. And I went through and I see you've got the UE podcast. You help small businesses, but not everybody's as nosy as me. So please go ahead and tell us what you got going on and how you got started.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and go into how I got started because it's actually quite an interesting story, and it goes right into my name too, DJ Skoob. So when I first wanted to start a business, I wanted to be a karaoke and DJ and music DJ. Right. So
Okay.
I was like, okay, I really want to do this, but I had no money at all. I had no equipment, nothing. So I said, okay, I'll start a GoFundMe page and people will just pay me and just give me money. Did not happen. So it was just like, a complete failure. So I was like, okay, well, what do I need to do to make this work? So I listen to my books. I don't read them. I kind of absorb them. So I heard in a book that a good way to get your name out there and kind of give people an idea what you're trying to accomplish is to start a podcast. I was like, okay, great. I could do this. I've heard of podcasts before. Awesome. So I started doing podcasts, got my name together. And
how long ago was this change of career to karaoke, man?
Probably about 2 years ago altogether.
Mm-hmm.
From then to now. And it's like I started podcasting and meeting all these amazing people. And I was like, I love podcasting so much. I was like, okay, I'm going to put the whole karaoke thing on pause just for a second. And I'm going to start, this entrepreneur podcast. And it's been such a great experience to be able to talk to these amazing people, to be able to help other people out, to give my experiences in sales and to help other people. And that's really what's all about for me, is just helping as many other people as humanly possible.
So I heard sales. So what was your big boy job?
So my big boy job, I love it. Okay. So I was a 16-year car salesman. So I spent a lot of my career in sales and kind of selling products, things of that nature. I also sold water filtration systems, vacuum cleaners, cell phones, long distance service. So a lot of my career has been in sales, and that's where I get a lot of my experience from.
Right. Are you that perpetual hustler?
Oh no, I think that's probably why I finally quit, because I just
tired of that
like
hamster wheel.
I couldn't bring him to myself to do the quick talk, you know what I mean, the double talk and that kind of thing. I just couldn't do it. So I did regular jobs for a while. Right now I'm actually I work as a server in a restaurant, and I work in EVS in a hospital. So I work 2 full-time jobs on top of the podcast.
But I still all hear customer service, serving the client, helping being available. That's what I hear from you this entire
Yeah.
in
Oh
all
yeah.
of your experience. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there hasn't been a job I've had that didn't have to do with the public or being able to
Right.
talk to people, because that's what I do and that's what I love. So, everything that I've ever done was to help other people.
Right. And that's a big skill because a lot of folks, like the lady we're going to tag team in a bit, do not like to speak to folks. They like to hide behind.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. But, I love the fact that you're out there helping the entrepreneur because so many of them don't know where to start, or they're in the middle of it and they ride that huge roller coaster wave up to the top. And then they're like, now what do I do?
Right, right.
They don't know
And
how to maintain it.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, exactly. And I try to give my services as a coach whenever I can,
Hmm.
just so I can help people out with knowledge, whatever I have. And then
Yeah.
you talk about how getting started is probably the hardest thing you could do in entrepreneurship. So what I do is I actually go right into my tagline of my show. I can, I am, I will, and I'm doing it today. And if you caught that, that actually was said by my 6-year-old son when he turned 16 yesterday. But he's but
I love
he
it, out of the mouth
yeah,
of babes.
it's amazing, isn't it? But he's carried that through him all through junior high, all through high school. And that saying I have plastered all over his wall. I have it plastered all over my wall here. Just because it's so powerful. It's so
It
powerful
is.
to come from where you want to start things right now. You want to start things today while you're thinking about it. Otherwise, you forget about it. And I've had several of my guests ended up putting it up in their walls too, just because it was so inspiring to just get started today.
And I love that you said that, get started today. How many people do you know that overthink, overplan, over constantly, and then they plan themselves right out of starting?
Yeah, it's amazing to me how people will just plan. I mean, planning is great and all, but you got to have motion. You got to have the ignition. You have to be able to start, even if
The
it's
move
just like a half an hour in the morning, a half an hour a night of reading an audio or listening to an audiobook, something to keep you moving forward to your accomplishments, to your goals.
And so that's where I call finding your passion, because you have to go after what's passionate. A lot of people say they just follow the money. They want to do it because they were forced into that corner and they had no choice, or, they just want to make that dollar. But I say be so careful when that is your motivation, because if you're chasing the dollar, you're going to do anything for that dollar. It's like you
Yeah.
have no, business morals. You're just going to follow that dollar, and you're going to tank your business integrity pretty quickly if all you're thinking about is the dollar.
Yeah, and if you really think about it, when I first started my first business, just like I said earlier, it was for the dollar. It was to make the money for the equipment, and it failed miserably. It didn't happen. I'm sure that was the couple dollars I did make was my mom throwing in a couple dollars just to make me feel
Right,
better,
right.
you know. But anything after that, it was just nothing.
And
So
the reason why I say it has to start with what you're passionate about, because honestly, Jesse, this shit gets hard.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? And if
oh yeah,
it's not something you're passionate about, are you gonna stick with it? Or honestly to yourself, be like, yeah, I gave it my 100% all, if it's not something you're passionate about? Your car salesmanship, your water filtration ship. You know what I mean? If you weren't passionate, you know what I mean? If you're not able to be like, oh, in that water, if it rains down on you, it will, the heavens will, like, if you can't talk like that about your water, then it's not your passion.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah, and when it came to like the water filtration system or even the cars, at first it was like, okay, cars cool, but was I really passionate about cars? No, I didn't even have a favorite car,
Right.
or anything like that. It was just cars. It was just a product. And especially some of the products I was selling probably wasn't the best, but I had to make myself think it was the best. And I think that was ultimately, why I stopped selling cars. In my heart,
Mhm.
I wasn't saying what I really wanted to say,
This car sucks.
as a car sale. Yeah. Well, it's like, it's just so funny. It's
Right.
just so funny how that worked out. So, but now I'm talking about something, I love helping other people. I'm very passionate about helping people get their businesses started. And that's why I
Right.
started the podcast. And I don't charge anybody for the podcast. I don't
Right.
charge anybody anything, just that, just a few minutes
Just
of time to be able to talk to them.
the networking. So how often is your podcast on, and where is it housed at so people can jump on and get your expertise?
Okay. So it's on every other Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So it's because I'm working 2 other jobs on top of it. So I can't
Busy
put out
boy.
too
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
So every other Tuesday, and then you could find it on Spotify. You could find it on iTunes. You could find it on Stitcher and Google Pods.
Oh, wow. You're like
I'm
across
all
the
over the
podcast
place.
map. I
Yeah.
absolutely love it. Well, our Miss Genny is not here yet,
Okay.
but I think that she really could benefit from us tag teaming on her business. And so I would like us to go ahead and give her some pointers. And I want us to look at it as we're brand new customers, and we're looking for a candle company, and we want to look at her stuff. We heard about her stuff, we're excited about it, and we come to her page and where we go from there. And that will tell us a lot from a customer perspective,
Mm-hmm.
some things that need to be maybe tinkered and changed. And then we can also wear our business coach hat and say, okay, this is why the customer feels this way. Let's go ahead and see how we can work this out.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
That sounds
Does
good.
that
Yeah,
sound
absolutely.
fair?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So let me share the screen with you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Come down here. We will share the screen. Share everything. Ta-da!
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
ooh, that's a lot going on there, baby.
There's me, and then there's me, and then there's me, and then there's
There, and
me.
then
There
there's
we
like,
go.
ooh, everybody. All right, so let's see. I have her over to, nope, not that one. Over to this side. I have a pleasant smells. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so here is Genny's site.
Yes, right.
Okay,
So the picture that you see here that has her candle and the flower, I actually talked to her about that.
okay.
Um
Right here. This is what we're talking
right
about.
there, that's right. And she actually has a passion for photography as well as the candles.
Okay.
So being able to combine the two into something is something I was working with her on the last
Yep.
time we spoke.
Okay. So I'm going to start right from the beginning when you
Mm-hmm.
first come to somebody's page. Okay. So we're first going to look at what's catching our eye. Okay. So her pleasant smells, she doesn't tell me much about her description. Shopping and retail. Okay. That's the link for the category for Instagram. Hand
Mm-hmm.
poured candles.
I mean, there could be a lot more to it than that. I mean, like designer. I mean, there's words you could put in there to make it pop a little bit more, like designer hand poured candles, or just something. I just seems like it's not enough.
Correct. Correct. So I'm looking at right, hand poured candles, what's your tagline? A sensory experience, or an experience for the senses. Candles inspired by, your favorite whatevers. Because she has some delicious flavors in there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But I need to know a little bit more. So then let's look at her logo. Okay, so I want to go from a branding standpoint. I want you to put on your coach's hat. And I don't want Genny to feel like we're totally, I'm not trying to be a jackass and I'm not trying to rip your stuff apart. Jesse and I are here to do you a favor. But logos, we want to think of something that is going to be memorable.
Right. So the picture I see here, it's of candles. So it kind of tells the story there, but it seems kind of stock photo to me.
And it's hard to read.
Yeah, the letters are really, really small.
And your logo always wants to be your personality, your business personality also.
And you don't really have to have a name in, I mean, you can if you want to, of course, but you don't really have to have your name in the logo. For example, if you look behind me here, these two little guys with the piano ties on, that's my logo.
Right.
And I integrate myself with my logo because I wear a piano
tie.
Correct.
You're consistent. You bring that logo and weave it through every facet of your business. And that's
right, exactly.
Consistency. So let's think of like Pepsi. It doesn't have to have the name Pepsi for you to see the blue and the red with the white and know that it's Pepsi. It doesn't have to say McDonald's in order for you to see that golden arch or M and know that it's McDonald's. We're looking for brand association. So we know that Genny does not like to be on camera. She likes to be behind the scenes. She's more of an introverted personality. And that's okay. That is just fine. You don't have to you don't have to be the face of your brand, right? But something has to convey that personality. Is your brand from this logo, is it upscale? Is it for the common working folk? Is it kiddie-like? Is it like, what is it telling me? Your logo should tell your company without having to say a word. It should tell kind of like a visual story.
Exactly. Story is really what it sells. You know, if you look at anything that I've done, anything that I've put together has been about my personal story, not so much my face. Obviously, that's not my face. That's a picture of a dog. But
correct. But we think of Skoob. We think of like Scooby. It's like all.
Yeah, it's all together.
What did the late John Witherspoon say? You got to coordinate. You got to coordinate everything, right? So I did take it upon myself to go ahead and I don't want to show you that one just yet. So I just came up with some basic. She's introverted, right? Which means she doesn't want her face on it, which means how about something just simple? Something just real simple, real basic. Pleasant smells candles.
Sometimes less is more.
Correct. It doesn't have to be all willy-nilly. That logo was very dark. We couldn't really see. I mean, yeah, the candles are lit up, but what she did was she saved it as a PNG, which removed the background, which gave the black like that. So that way it made it a little bit harder to read. And the candles with the stripes are a lot going on. It's very busy. And candles are meant to be what? Relaxing, calming.
Right.
That's sending a mixed message. That looks like you about to burn up some stuff or have a seance.
Almost
you
like
see where I'm going with it.
Oh yeah, it is. It's kind of it is a little bit jarring to see the stripes and that kind of thing. Even if you went with at that particular point, if you went with just straight white candles, it would have been fine.
It would have been better.
Yeah.
But the clip art that she used isn't consistent. If you actually look at it, she patched together different things. So it's cohesiveness. It's unity throughout. You don't want to look like your logo was thrown together, because if your logo was together, were your candles thrown together too?
Yeah, because that first impression is going to make a lot of what it
That's
is for the rest of your
all
product.
that's all I'm getting at. So I
Right.
say a cleaner logo, something that is just what it is, because this is what I have created over here on the right is a little more personality of Genny, I would say, than this dark gothic Phantom of the Opera over here to the left.
Gotcha.
I know I'm sounding so harsh, and I don't mean to sound mean. I don't mean to sound like that, but I'm trying to show the difference between, and like I said, if I'm a customer and I'm coming and I'm just like, ooh, what's this? I don't really like that logo. That might turn me off right away. Just because of and then there's no description to tell me a little bit more about the company. Do you ship outside of Brooklyn? Do I have to meet you to get the candles? So then if we come down to the next line, when I clicked on it, her Etsy shop was disabled.
Oh, interesting. I was not aware of that.
So that is a huge no-no.
Yeah.
You must keep up with your business presence. So are you not in business anymore? Maybe that's not why you're getting sales. People don't know how to reach you.
I mean, you can't depend on a DM or something like that. Hey, I want your candles or anything like that. It's not going to happen.
And I'll even, sound a little more jackassy, because I did contact her and it took her a while to get to me for her DMs. And I don't mean hours, I mean days, And so what if I was a client for candles? You just kind of lost that sale because you're not on top of your business.
Yeah, don't wait a couple of days. I mean, if you can get to them like right back, like right
At least
away, like
acknowledge, at least set up your system where it automates an email that says, hey, we received your message, or we received your, your message will get back to you within, 7 to 10 days, or 2 to 5 days, business days, or something like that.
exactly. Have some kind of initiation to say, hey, I hear you. I acknowledge your existence. I'll get right back at you as soon as I can.
Don't just leave it like crickets, chirp, 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 right?
Right.
Because the customer is going to be like, oh my God. So what if that Etsy shop was working and we placed an order and then it was like crickets, chirp, chirp, chirp? The customer is going to panic like they just lost their money, right?
And there goes your reputation as an entrepreneur, basically.
Oh my goodness. And nothing kills small business faster than bad word of mouth.
Oh, trust me, I know.
We can go to McDonald's and have shitty service, but we know it's teenagers typically at the drive-through, and we know that next week when we're hungry, we'll just go to McDonald's again. But when it comes to a small business, are you going to go to that same small business? Or are you going to be like, and depends.
Right. Yeah. You really need to be able to do that, just because there's other places that we can go for candles like this, so just having somebody stumble upon your product like this to begin with. Yeah.
You said a mouthful.
Yeah.
There's other candle makers out there. Why should we deal with when we don't have to, right?
Right. Yeah. And when you have that 7 seconds to make that impression on the person that's going to be looking at your stuff, you need to take full advantage of that 7 seconds, because they will move on to the next thing if it doesn't portray something that they're interested in.
Right. And it doesn't mean that you have to, be all in the camera, like some folks are. And so I'm going to bring up a couple of different other candle makers, and I want you to take a quick look, DJ Skoob, at what they've got. So this is our Genny.
Right.
Okay. These are azaleas. I love that, but I cannot see the fucking candle. What am I looking at? Am I looking at the flowers, or am I looking at this little smudge candle down here at the bottom?
Right. I was trying to, when I was talking, those are pictures that I actually had her take, and I was
Right.
trying to get her to come up with the idea to bring it
Mm-hmm.
up. So if
Yep.
you like set it on a stool or set it like up on something along with the azaleas, even, or even just maybe just a smidge before or
Just
after.
hold it. Just hold.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to show you. So this is
Yeah.
Genny's page. She has some fabulous flavors. She's got cranberry apple cider. She's got lemon pound cake, strawberry lemonade. I don't see any of that represented here. Does any of this look like what she's said it is? I mean, it's
Well, heck,
visual.
yeah.
Visual.
I mean, if you were to like the lemon pound cake, if you were just throw a lemon in there in the picture with it, just something
Okay.
to go with it, you know.
I love you for saying that because I went ahead. Yep, we are on the same page, boo. So
Yeah.
here is another young lady who does candles.
Hmm.
So I'm going to go to this one first. This young lady does not like to put her face on stuff. Okay, she has, but she's more introverted like Genny, right?
Hmm.
But I want for certain um, photos, I want us to see what she's done. She's creating a scene. She's creating a scene with these photos.
Right.
She's
Right.
showing us at least something else a little more close up. Her setting the candles, her actually creating some of the candles, her displaying them even like this
Hmm. Hmm.
is
And
so
see,
much cleaner.
when you can get a visual of somebody owning those candles and having those candles on their tabletops or
Mhm.
in their home, it's going to give them the feel of ownership.
Set the scene,
Yeah.
stage it. She likes photography. Look at this shit. Set the stage. This is her candle called Tranquility. She put it with a glass of wine.
Yeah. It almost looks
Right?
like behind it. It looks like, I almost want to say feels like it would have been like
Stone
stone
fireplace.
fireplace. Yeah, exactly.
She set
Exactly.
the mood. You see that? So here we have her lavender candle. It's relaxing,
Mhm.
right? So let's even go. This is what I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah. See, that's what I was saying
Strawberries.
earlier. Yeah.
Boom. Pineapples. Boom. You see what I'm talking? Her wax melts. Boom. The candles. Boom. This is what I'm talking about. So this is where I went ahead and was like, okay, she's got something called strawberry lemonade.
Well, there you go.
I
That-
literally just took a clip picture of strawberry lemonade, took her two photos that I took the background off of from her Instagram,
Mhm.
threw a picnic table behind it and blurred it out a little bit. This tells me more about what her product smells like and gives me a feeling, induces a feeling in me more than just the this.
Right. Let me ask you a quick question.
Yes.
It's a little bit off subject, but
No,
the the
sure.
the, the picture that you had up with the strawberry lemonade, where
Yes,
did
sir.
you make that? Was that in Canva or
That's
how
in
did you do that?
Canva. Yes, sir.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. It looked really familiar the way it was set up there. So I just wanted to
Yes.
see if it was a
Yes, this is correct. Now, see, I happen to have, the paid for, hoity-toity, you know, version of Canva, but
Mhm.
you don't have to have that version of Canva
No.
to go ahead and make it exciting, make it visually exciting for your customer, right?
Right. Now, see, me personally, I don't have the paid version, but
Right?
I still use it to do a lot of my thumbnails, and I still use it to do a lot of my backgrounds and a lot of my little clips that I have that I put on my social medias
Yes, sir.
for clips of my podcast. I use all
Yep.
that in Canva. It's even if you don't have the paid version, it's still a very, very useful
Great.
tool. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Videos, they have audio that you can upload and or use what's already there. I mean, it's amazing. And any small business owner who does not have Canva, honestly is shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, and
That
it's really easy.
that
And
needs to be in your media toolbox.
yeah, if I can do it, anybody can do it, because I am the least techie person you're ever going to meet. And yeah, yeah.
One at a time.
Unpack. Yeah, so
Super, super easy.
yeah.
So, we've gone through with Genny, just imagine her goal, Jesse, was being able to get 20 sales in 6 months. If she just changed some of the visuals, her presentation, her overall presentation of her page, I think that would up her game tremendously.
Yeah, I think it would be definitely an advantage to help her get where she wants to go in her goals.
And so the other thing, instead of just showing your product, one of the things that people have to do when they have both products and services, because right now we don't have smell-o-vision. We can't reach through, right, and smell her candles, right? So she has to, again, set that scene. I know she doesn't like being on camera, but there is nothing wrong with her making a short video of how she makes the candles and showing. You don't have to show your face. Tilt it down and just show your hands and your countertop.
Exactly. And that's something I've mentioned to several people that have physical products.
Engagement. You want to make somebody watch what you're doing. The algorithm picks up engagement. So even if you're not comfortable with videos yet, put up more than one photo, make them carousel, make them scroll. That helps the algorithm. Don't just put up one single photo, put up multiple. Instagram can take 10 photos at a time. Take advantage of that.
Exactly.
Take advantage of that, because it helps your algorithm. How many times, Steve, would you advise, I'm sorry, Jesse, I apologize. I apologize. How many times, Jesse, would you, I'm going to edit this like nobody's business. How many times, DJ Skoob, would you advise people to post per day?
I would, and this is a situation with me too. I try to post anywhere between 3 and 5 times a day minimum. Just to catch the people in the morning, catch the people in the afternoon, and catch people at night. Now, what I'll do, and I'm a Twitter guy. I try to do Instagram, but it's still kind of for me. But on my Twitter, what I like to do is I'll post 3 times a day, and then I'll retweet in between. I'll retweet those posts. So now instead of posting 3 times a day, I'm posting 6 times a day, and I'll have those 3 posts I'll have automated. So I'll have those scheduled out. I'll have those 3 posts, which will turn into 6 posts, plus what I like to post about my life, during the day.
So are these all audio?
No, some of these are video, and some of
these,
yeah.
Sir, need to take advantage of TikTok.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I know. I made the same face. I was like, I'm over 50. Like that's not gonna happen. I promise you. I promise you from the depths of my soul, your platform is giving information. You are an informational service. People want your information.
They do?
Oh. You need to give them your information. But TikTok is it's like, most kids, they got ADD, they got that short attention span. They go, oh, squirrel, and they jump to the next thing, right? So on TikTok, your stuff needs to be like 30 seconds or less. Give them your whatever stuff you do on Twitter. You need to roll that over to TikTok.
Right.
I promise you. And on TikTok, when you do it, here's one thing that most people do not know. Most folks watch TikTok with the sound off. You would think that because they're dancing and blah, 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 They watch it with the sound down, usually, so nobody else knows they're watching. They have it the sound all the way down. They're watching in class, watching on the bus, and all,
Right.
we're at work. So put your captions on.
Yes, and that's something I've learned too. I just started putting captions on my stuff that I put on Twitter, and I'm having a lot more engagement because people could actually visually see what's being said on that too. So yeah, that's a big plus.
Yeah, the girl's got a little bit of knowledge, huh? Yeah.
Well, that's why I like talking to people like yourself,
Oh,
so I can,
yeah,
explore that knowledge.
definitely captions on. And so for you, for Genny, for any entrepreneur, it doesn't matter, like I say, if it's products or if it's your service, you're still selling something. We cannot right now, if you're a massage therapist, I can't put my hands on you right now and need you, right? You don't know how that feels, but I can show you me needing somebody else and their and their reaction, right?
Right.
All these little things to translate from the visual and get at people. Branding yourself. Marketing is all about, I say, introduce yourself till you don't have to anymore.
Exactly.
Does Ronald McDonald have to introduce himself, or do we know who his goofy ass is?
He just shows
Seriously.
up.
Right.
Yep.
Does Oprah have to introduce herself, or if she walked in, would everybody know who she was? Right? Ellen DeGeneres. All these people, we know who they are. They have branded themselves, right? So you, Skoob, your logo, your face, you're selling your personality, yourself. Right? Like a Howard Stern, he's a jackass, but those who love that subscribe to that shit, right? He's selling his personality, his self. When you have a product, you're selling the item, but you gotta sell it in a way that makes us still feel like it's a service. It might be water, but if we're under the water and we're raining down and showing how refreshing it is after a run, we're drinking it. You know what I mean? Other people are, that gives an emotion. It's all psychology about what people are feeling about you and about your product, making them feel. What are they feeling?
Exactly. And if you can inject yourself into that too, if you feel like you're able to do it because people will associate you with your product.
If you can, and you're comfortable personalizing. She may not feel comfortable. So, instead of, using Canva to make that lemonade, right? She might actually have a stool and actually get a couple of strawberries from, Walmart or Pathmark up there, Stop and Shop. I'm from the Northeast. I know my grocery stores. I know it. And go ahead and put a little one on there. Hell, you can even go to Starbucks and get you a strawberry lemonade and just blur out the Starbucks logo. I mean, there's so many things you can do.
Yeah.
Hold it up next to it so you don't see the Starbucks logo, but you got that strawberry lemonade and the candle in front of it. I mean, so many things you can do with your photography, Miss Genny, who didn't show up and stiffed us, but we are still on your ass.
We're here to help you. That's really what it's all about.
We are here to help you, and we are going to make you get those sales, those 20 sales. We're going to make you get them. Jesse, is there anything else that you would... Oh, I know something else.
Okay.
I know something else. So I know that she doesn't want to be personable. I know that she wants to hide, right? But COVID restrictions, even though it's still rampant, are loosening up. And what is on and popping right now, all these different weekends, pop-up festivals, craft fairs, vendor shows, all these carnivals, stuff at churches, back to school fairs. Get your little proverbial booty out of the house, sign up, get on Facebook, and get into some of these vendor groups in your general area. Team up with some other local small business owners that are in your area, and let's talk about attending these pop-up shops. A lot of times the buy-in is only like $50, and you're bringing your stuff out there.
Exactly. You could even just go to a local flea market or even a farmer's market. Put your candles out on there
That's
too. It's not going to be too expensive to get
that's what I'm
those booths.
saying. Even
And
if you want to go so far as to hit up a lot of local stores. So down here in the southeast, they have Kroger grocery
mhm,
store, and
yeah.
even though it's a huge chain, individual stores will take locally grown or locally sourced, locally made products. You might want to even try in some of the smaller chains, maybe not even something so large. Go into these stores and say, hey, I've got a product. Can I do it on consignment? That's nothing off of them. That means they sell it for you, they get a piece, and you get the difference.
And you make a good point with a consignment too, because there are stores out there that do work specifically on consignment.
That's what I was good. That was my next point.
Yeah,
Yes.
and yes, I actually, where I live in Missouri, there's a lot of stores out here that are specific in products, old time products, local products, things like that, and they do it on consignment. So you could put your product in there, and as long as they get a little percentage of it, you will make sales and get your name out there.
Also, another thing, what about samples? Do you have children? What about teacher gifts? Make small tea light candles as samples and
Mm-hmm.
give those out. And that way, attach your business card to it or put your logo or whatever on the bottom of that tea light candle. There are so many ways to get. What about even, do you go get your nails done or your hair done? What about the beauty salons? What about the nail salons? What about the ladies who go, and get those pedicures and stuff? You
Mm-hmm.
might have, you know, clients in there. See if you can put your candles in those establishments. Really, Jesse, there are like a plethora, like untapped
Oh yeah.
potentials everywhere. Untapped potential everywhere.
I was actually thinking about this too when you mentioned the little tea light candles as like a
Mhm.
free sample. On the back of them, you could put a QR code on the back of that and have that go straight to your
Better.
Instagram.
Oh my God, even
Yeah.
better.
So I've actually, that's what I do when I go out. I actually have a QR code of my podcast. And when I talk to anybody about my podcast, here, scan this. And then all of a sudden, not only do they find you, they follow you right there on the spot
So
because you're
I
standing right
want to
there
even
and that
do
kind of
you
thing.
one better. I want to
Oh
do
boy,
you
that's
one
all right.
better. I'm
Let's get
about
into a
to,
contest then.
I'm about to show you the shiznit, right?
Oh boy.
So
Okay.
when you said, and I'm only mentioning this because I do get on Instagram a lot. Part of my business, is on Instagram. And so
Mhm.
I do see a lot of ads that come my way. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. That might help out. So I saw this thing. Have you seen this come across you called the dot card?
Is that the business card where you just come up right to their phone and it puts all your
You
contact
tap
information right
that
on?
shit.
Yep. I
Oh,
have I have one on order, and it's one that you wear on your wrist.
yes.
So all you do is put your wrist up to their phone, and boom, all your contact information is on their phone. Isn't it a lifesaver? Yeah.
Okay, so the one I have already has a QR code on
Oh,
it.
there you go. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, so I was cheap. I could have actually gotten the version that had my logo on it, that had the colors, but that shit was $100. I
Yeah.
was like, I'll go the cheap version. But literally, just like your bracelet, right? When you get
Mm-hmm.
it, You never, all you do is literally load it. And so you'll tap it to your phone. Let's see if I can get watch it make a liar out of me. Because every time you're on camera, some bullshit happens and it never goes the way it's supposed to happen, right? Okay, so this is my phone. If I tap it.
There you go. Yeah. Ta-da. There it is. There's your website. Is that your website there? I can't see it very well.
No, that was Joanne's, damn it.
Oh, well.
It tapped my that's so
funny. Chapter 4. I was gonna say the back of the phone. There you go. There it goes. There you go.
And so it literally
is
going to preload all of my stuff on there.
And so you can have your Instagram, you could have your Twitter, you could have all that just boom right there.
This is a virtual business card. And once you tap somebody, Jesse, then they got they can just save it as like a contact card, and all their stuff is saved to your y'all folks.
So what I've been doing with that is actually going to my local Chamber of Commerce meetings and talking to the local businesses out there, telling them who I am and what I do. And they in turn will tell other people in their business, hey, if they overhear somebody talking about candles or talking about, whatever it is that you might be, they're going to keep you in mind, because not only do they have your information on the phone, but they remember meeting you in person in the Chamber of Commerce.
So you just said something that I don't even think you realized you said. Because this is the problem with small business entrepreneurs right now. And I'm picking on Genny. Get off the internet and get your ass out into the public.
Yeah.
You have to network with you are not an island. There is no business owner that can do it all by themselves. You must network and get out there with customers, clients, and other business owners, other people that are in other different industries, that have stores, that have shops, that have other podcasts. I don't necessarily do a podcast because mine is video, right? But I've got Jesse on here who's been doing this longer than me, right? Right? Because we are networking. That's what you do. You network. Don't be okay. So the reason why I'm bringing this up, Jesse, is because so many small business owners are afraid to network with people in the same industry as them, because they feel
it's competition.
So
yeah.
Do you find that?
At first I really had the same feeling too, especially when it came to when I was starting my karaoke thing, as like, I don't want to talk to anybody else because I'm competition with, especially something like that so local, and they're battling for area. But I found that when I actually went out and talked to local karaoke places and things like that, they were like, hey, try this person. Oh, hey, look at this setup. They were all willing to help me learn my niche. And then same thing with the podcast too. I have come across so many amazing entrepreneur podcasts just like yourself, that are willing to give that are willing to help me learn my niche and learn what I'm doing. And it's such a huge, amazing feeling to me. I never thought I'd have that when I did this. I thought I was going to be competition. So what I like to talk about is something I talk a lot about, is fear. Now, fear is one of my favorite subjects because there's an acronym for fear, FEAR, false evidence appearing real. And that is really something that drives me, because it's just a feeling. It's not, you're not being chased by a saber-toothed tiger. You're not going to die. So it's all up here. So take the extra minute or two to conquer that fear, talk to other people, and realize that they're actually there to help you, just like we're here to help you, Genny.
So I'll even take it and expound off of that. So, when I talk to folks that be like, well, so-and-so's making candles too. So Genny might say, look at all those other candle people. They're making candles just like me, and they're doing all this stuff, right?
Mhm.
I'll stop and I'll put on the mom hat for a minute. When's the last time you've been grocery shopping? When's the last time you've been down the bread aisle? How many different types of bread are there? Wheat bread, potato bread, grain bread, spelt bread, honey wheat, rye, pumpernickel, sourdough, potato. Are they all the same? Is their recipe all the same? Do you think Mr. Entenmann's is over there crying over Mr. Wonder Bread and Mr. Sunbeam? Right? Everybody has their niche. Everybody's is different. What your business, your service, your products fulfill may not be somebody else's cup of tea. It may not be somebody else's price range. It may not be their scent. They might not like their flavors that they make. Right? Jesse, they may not like your dogs. They don't like dogs, right? So they're a cat person. But that doesn't mean that you stop doing what you do because people don't like dogs or don't like your scents or don't like it. There are a kabillion people out here in the world. If you make it and it's a good product and you put your all into it and you back it properly, you're going to have an audience.
Exactly.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of competition. It's healthy. Unless I'm doing this and elbowing Skoob out the way, like, get out the way, Skoob. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And don't compare yourself to these other people. Compare yourself to yourself yesterday. Compare yourself to yourself last week, last month. Because if you're going to compare yourself to these people that have been doing this for years and years and years, you're just going to let yourself down because, they're that far much ahead of you. You need to compare yourself to what you did yesterday or the day before or whatever. That way you know where you're going and how to build on that.
I feel a little put off. Jess, you said you've been doing this for 2 years. I'm like, holy shit, you got me beat. You know what I mean? But we fill different needs. We work in the same arena, you know what I mean? But we fill different needs. And so we're not competition. We're just building off of each other. You know what I mean? Maybe I've got some knowledge you don't have. And after 2 years, I know the hell you got some knowledge that I don't have. And so that's what it's about.
Exactly. And we build off of each other and we learn from each other. That's why I run the podcast that I do, because almost all my people that I talk to are less than a year in their business. But we still can learn something from them, even though they haven't been out for very long, from their experiences, from their failures. And it's all a learning process, and we all learn from each other. And that's what I really like to do with my podcast.
All small business owners turn to small business for a reason. We all have that one thing that made us tick, whether it was COVID or not. We get tired of the boss like this in our ear. We get tired of punching somebody else's clock. Our job went away and we were forced to stay at home or telecommute, or we had to stay home because the kids were at home with online learn. Whatever it is, you got fired. Whatever it is, right? We all have that entrepreneurial bug itch. We do. We get that itch for a reason, and all of our experiences are different. We all bring something else to the table. You sold like everything under the sun besides, Encyclopedia Britannica. You know what I mean? And so, and I have that government stamp on my butt. I've been in the Air Force. I work for Medicare and I work for the IRS. And so we all bring different backgrounds, experiences. You can tell people how to zone in and close a sale. You know how to do that because that was your shit, right? That's what you
Right.
had to do
Mm-hmm.
in your big boy job. So you know how to target people and zone in, and close that sale. Me, I could do your taxes and talk to you in Spanish, you know.
I bet you could even do taxes in Spanish.
I can,
Yeah,
and I,
see?
you know what I mean? And I might be able to, stitch you up a little bit. And, I was a medic in the Air Force, so I've got some other skills, but we all come with vast knowledge. We don't come, though, knowing everything.
And that's what we all bring
So,
to the table. That's what we all bring to the table when it comes to networking and things like that. We learn from each other's experiences and knowledge, and incorporate that into what we know. And now I know what you know, on top of putting my mix and my personality into your knowledge, and I come up with something that's my own.
exactly right. Do you really think that, does anybody really think somebody's idea is just their own? I'll say that, I'll premise by saying, how many damn chicken sandwiches are out there? Everybody has a chicken sandwich now. A fried crispy chicken sandwich with a pickle with a spicy sauce. Everybody has one. It's not original. They're just all doing it differently.
Exactly. So we all have our own mix of the chicken sandwich.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like the chicken sandwich analogy. Thank you very much for that. I might use that.
Everybody has one.
Right.
Or you look at a McDonald's commercial, right? And then the next thing they got the king over there waving with that burger and stuff flopping up. They're ridiculous, right? They're always trying to outdo each other.
Exactly.
But in small business, it's the same thing. Our reach just isn't as large or as recognized yet as those other brands, but we can do the same thing. Do you know that guerrilla marketing is free? Marketing versus advertising. Advertising is paid. Marketing is free, which means, like I said, introduce yourself until
everybody knows you.
You don't have to introduce yourself anymore.
I was close.
Make them tired of seeing your stuff. Do you know it takes people 5 to 7 times for it to click when they see your stuff? When I say that same Burger King commercial, how many times in a row do you see that shit? How many times every time they take a commercial break are they playing that? So now it's so ingrained in your head. Why can't you do that with your social media, your stories? Only stay up for 24 hours.
Yeah.
What are the times that your people are on?
Yeah, and that goes right into what I do with my Twitter, because when I do my Twitter,
that's why I'm tying it in. You know your target audience and when they tune into you. You capitalize on that. You know somebody's not listening to you at 3 o'clock in the morning. Why would you schedule your post at 3 o'clock in the morning? You schedule it when somebody's sitting there with their coffee in the morning, maybe around noontime when they're at lunch, and then in the evening time when they're winding down and they got time to unwind and listen to you while they're doing whatever, or you know what I'm saying? It's knowing, it's thinking about your audience, putting yourselves in their positions, and just make them tired of you. Make them tired of you, because you know what, Jess? If you keep making them tired of you, they're going to remember you though, right?
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be, oh, damn, here's that DJ Skoob again.
And there's that weird voice he does.
That Scooby-Doo. See what I'm saying?
That's right. Yes.
Exactly right. And so I've got on a red shirt that says "What's Poppin'," and when I go out in public, I wear this shirt with red sneakers. And so now that's what my avatar is. Now when I jump out the car, I literally have people saying, "Oh my God, she wears the red sneakers."
Right.
It's all brand association.
It's the same thing with my tie, because what I'll do is I have my tie that I wear. That's like this. And then what I could do is go like this.
See? It becomes part of
It's
your,
all a part of what I do. Yeah.
so the doggies, the tie, the voice, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
all consistent through everything that you do.
Yay.
That's the perfect, no, that's the perfect combination. That's the perfect business model, is to have it, but I need you to get on TikTok.
Okay, I guess. Yes. I'll get you on TikTok.
I'm telling you, I had the same reaction. I was like, y'all gonna have me on there with these little kids. But really, it's take us a little bit older folks are taking over and we're rocking it.
Look out, because here we come.
I'm saying, and you do it the same way. The only thing with TikTok is you can't schedule it.
Yeah. You have to put it out there to put it out there.
Yeah, you can save videos in your drafts, but you can't schedule it for a time to send it out. So you will, until they have, I mean, they might have it on like Hootsuite or one of those actual paid programs.
Mm-hmm.
But for small businesses, we're talking free here.
Yeah.
Right? We're talking, we don't want to spend Nathan, not a drop. So the free services we're talking about, Canva, right? Mm-hmm. Your scheduling services, which is going to be Facebook Meta,
right?
Meta Business, right. I think it's called now. You can schedule your Instagram and your Facebook stories and posts, so you can be hands-free and not have to worry about, oh my God, I didn't post today. Oh my God, I didn't post today. Instead, you can be out at a vendor show, or you can be chatting it up with DJ Skoob over there instead, right? Because your
you could be at work
is working for you behind the scenes. Work smarter, not harder. For your scheduling for Twitter, do they have anything to assist you with that?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's only on desktop though. They have yet to put it on the phone, which I'm really hoping they do soon. But
that's
it's
huge, Jess. That's huge, because that eliminates you physically having to.
Yeah, I'll start seeing the likes and the retweets come in while I'm at work. You know, I'm doing whatever I'm doing at the work at my hospital, but I still get, I still see them come in, and I know that's working. Exactly.
Because it's scheduled out. So it's working even when you're not.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like your little virtual assistant out there, your little virtual social media manager, content manager, right? Doing your stuff while you're doing your big girl or big boy job. That's perfect. Exactly. Or while you're fussing with the kids or washing dishes and don't have time to do that, it's posting in the background for you. And you can set it up and schedule it out for weeks at a time if you want.
Yeah, I try to schedule out 2 weeks in advance if I have time to be able to do it. And I'll do real simple things too. I'll do quick videos. I'll do quotes. I'll do inspirational quotes. I'll do clips of my podcast. All things that are all set up in my computer. All I have to do is just drop them in and schedule it out.
So do you do like batch content? Meaning, do you like create a whole bunch of content at once that you can go ahead and then, instead of doing it like one here and then next day do another one and then the next day you do it all?
I actually have to do that because of my schedule. So I'll take the days off that I have and I'll do things like interviews with you. And then after I'm done with you, I actually have another interview I'm doing with another person. And then after I do that, I'm going to edit a podcast that's going to be coming out next. And then after I do that, then I start scheduling out my Twitter. So this is all stuff that I do in one day. But that one day will actually take me 2 or even 3 weeks worth of work off of my plate. So, whoop, don't drop me. Okay.
No, I'm with the clap. Like, I'm so excited that you're using that, because I preach that. Please free up your time, and so you don't have to do this and worry. It's a worry.
Yeah, time is probably the one valuable thing that we have that we really need to keep track of. So if you're able to batch process and do a lot of things at once, do it. I'm right with you there on that for sure. You see,
calendar out like that too. So you can, you're scheduled out. Organization, I think, is one of the, and time management is one of the things where small business owners, it gets away from them.
Oh yeah, that's why you'll.
Quickly.
I don't know if you saw it on my Calendarly. I use Calendarly religiously
Yep.
when it comes to my
Yep.
podcasting, and it
Yep.
actually gives me a full month of the 1 days that I can actually do all my podcasting and all my interviews and things like that. So it does seem
Yeah.
kind of sporadic on the calendar. There's dots all over the place, but there's
No.
a specific reason for that.
Yes. It's
So
blocked, time blocked
yeah,
out for you. You know what though? That's what most people don't do, is time block their calendar. And they really need to, because it will save you a lot of running around, right? So now you've got one day that you do all of, pretty much probably all of your stuff, right, Jess? And then
oh yeah,
you are freed up for the rest to do whatever else comes up in life, because life happens sometimes, especially with us small business owners. We don't
yeah.
have a team typically behind us to pick up when we're sick or when we're not feeling that great. And I'll tell you, I actually wound up getting COVID a couple of weeks ago, and it didn't knock me to the hospital, but it knocked me down for a few days. And I thank whatever higher power you believe in that I actually went ahead and had scheduled out all of my social media stuff. So at least I knew that that was being taken care of and I didn't have to worry about it. It was a lifesaver, really.
Yeah, and once you could free up your mind from those little doohickeys and whatnots that need to be done, you're able to work smarter. You're able to keep your head clear, to be able to concentrate on the things that you really need to concentrate on at a particular time. If you are stuck thinking about, oh, I got to do this, oh, I got to post that, it's just going to clog things up. It's going to clog things up in your mind. So if you're not, prepared for it, it will hurt you. It will hurt your quality. It will hurt your thoughts, things like that.
You
It's
won't be
really
as
important.
fresh
Mm-hmm.
as, on it. You know what I mean? You're going to let stuff slide when you normally wouldn't, all kinds of stuff if you're not fresh. And definitely keeping yourself organized and scheduling that stuff out is
Exactly.
definitely like paramount as a small business. Is there anything else, DJ Skoob, that you would like to close out with? Any nuggets of fabulous information you would like to throw out there? And again, please let everybody know where they can find you. And that's every other Tuesday. Y'all need to chime in and listen to this man, because he's got some nuggets and some gems over there after 2 years.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If you want to listen to brand new entrepreneurs that are just getting started in their business, and if they're like you and you're just getting started, it's a great resource to be able to see that you're not the only one out there that's getting started, that has the problems, has the difficulties, has the failures, and the goals for themselves to get started. And this is going to be my takeaway. Don't be afraid to get started. I'm going to kind of go around to that again.
Right.
Start now, start today, start while you're thinking about it. I can, I am, I will, I'm doing it today. It's all about doing it now. If you want to reach me, you could reach me on my website, uepodcast.net. You could contact me directly on Twitter at DJ Skoob 2021. Find me on Facebook. I am Skoob. I had to find different ways to be able to do that.
I am Skoob.
I am Skoob. And that's Skoob, just so you know, get the spelling. Or I didn't want to get in trouble.
No,
so, yeah. And yeah, you could always email me at tuepodcast2021@gmail.com.
And he'll be on TikTok soon, y'all.
Yeah, I'll get in there eventually. I will do it. I will do it. I don't know when, but I will do it. Yeah, just because you told me to.
And I want to let y'all know today that I was actually doing a little bit of teaching from this book right here called Make Your Small Business Dreams Come True. And it's actually Lena's easy peasy guide to starting a small business. Goes through finding your passion, getting started, because do you need an LLC? Are you a sole proprietor? Are you going to be an S Corp? You don't even know what that is. Do you know what taxes you're going to file? All of that stuff goes through branding, marketing, shows you Canva, the different social media tools that are out there and free, available for you for your guerrilla marketing. Again, that's free. Guerrilla marketing is free. Let's have them say our name, or let's keep introducing ourselves until they don't have to say our name. Soon, Skoob is going to walk into the room and they're going to be like, they're all going to do their laugh. And they used to actually call me Helena the hyena when I was in school. So
Oh,
I don't want to make the laugh.
well, my laugh has just kind of been part of me. I've been doing the Scooby-Doo voice for over 20 years. So it's just kind of been a part of my life. So I just kind of like, hey, this is me. So.
All right, Raggy.
Raggy.
I love it, y'all. This has been Lena and DJ Skoob, Jesse Blount here on Glass Table Talks, and we will see you next time. Bye. Oh, that was fun.